watching a 1961 film called The Choppers. It's a low-budget American crime film written and produced by Arch Hall Sr. in his first attempt to make his son, Arch Hall Jr., into a rock and roll movie star. The younger Arch plays the leader of a gang of teenage hoodlums who strip car parts to sell. This, of course, brings them to the attention of the police and the insurance company. This man is actor Tom Brown. He's playing insurance investigator Tom Hart. Tom has a secretary, Liz. That's her. She's the one that this video is about. Her name is Marianne Gaba, and it's hard to tell from this film if Marianne was a good actor or not, as she's not given a lot to work with.
Come on, are you going to be here all day? It's getting late.
From this scene here, you can tell exactly why she was cast in the film. I don't think her acting ability was a consideration. And there's no denying that she was a gorgeous woman. She was 5'6", 112 pounds, with blonde hair and hazel green eyes. Her measurements were listed as 35, 23 and a half, 35. I began to wonder, who is that lady? So I looked into her a little. The first thing I found out was she was Miss Illinois in 1957. Hey, my home state. She was also Playboy magazine's Playmate of the Month for September of 1959. Marianne was born on November 13, 1939, in Chicago, Illinois, to Mr. Frank Gaba, a mailman, and Louise Gaba, a factory worker. Her name at birth was Marianne, 2 words. But at some point she began spelling it Marianne. She began her modeling career really early, as she won Miss Safety Pin at the age of 3. At age 5, she won a door prize at a picnic. Actually, I assume that's her. The name, place, and date seems to be right, so I could be wrong. She went to Farragut High School on the west side of Chicago. She was a very bright student who excelled in algebra, and before she graduated, she was fluent in 3 languages other than English: Bohemian, Polish, and Spanish. She was into swimming, archery, rifle shooting, tennis, canoeing, and jiu-jitsu. She was also known to ride a motorcycle and a horse. So from what I gather, she was a girl who could really take care of herself. It seemed she was always a model. She was in competition for Miss Photo Flash of 1956 and won second place in a posture contest in which they were judged only using x-rays. The 17-year-old was Miss Semi-Pro Baseball and Miss Santa Fe 60, both in 1956. And Miss Outdoor America and the Health Fair Queen, both in 1957. I read that she won between 30 and 50 beauty contests by the time she graduated high school. Queen Marianne Gaba, Miss Semi-Pro Baseball of 1956, will be the guest of honor at a banquet and will present the championship trophy. Of course, her biggest beauty contest win was of Miss Illinois USA in 1957. She went on to compete in the Miss USA pageant in California, where she was a semi-finalist. I did find this funny. According to this article, another beauty contestant found out that she spoke 4 languages and excelled in algebra, so she said, "I've never heard anything so wonderful. You really speak all those languages? Say something to me in algebra." The winner of Miss USA, Leona Gage, would be dethroned when it was learned that she wasn't a Miss, but a Mrs. She was on her second marriage and had 2 children, but I guess that's another story for another day. So, soon after the Miss Universe contest, Marianne decided to go into acting. How did she make that transition? Well, she explained. "I used to go out with Ricky Nelson. He gave me a list of people and contacts. Nothing to it. My agent is now Louis Schur, one of the best in the business." In fact, her first television part was on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. I'm not sure if she was dating Ricky before she got the part, or if they started dating after, But she was so much in love with the 17-year-old star that she left Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, to attend the University of Southern California to study drama. Ricky Nelson, talented son of Harriet and Ozzie Nelson, and Marianne Gaba, Miss Illinois 1956, are sharing Cokes and hamburgers these summer evenings. Her next TV appearance was on Burns and Allen, an episode that featured other beauty contestant winners.
This is Marianne Gaba, Miss Illinois.
Hello.
Hello.
Next.
I want to say that I've never seen such beauty.
Oh, well, thank you. And the girls are very pretty, too.
And it was about this time she appeared in her first film, Missiles to the Moon. But here's the thing. While she appears in this promotional photograph, and her name is in the credits, I've looked through the film almost frame by frame and I can't find her in it. Maybe her scenes were all cut, I don't know, and it's a shame because she looks so good in the costume. Oh well, anyway. In June of 1958, she crowned the new Miss Illinois USA. Now, some people might imagine life would be easy for an extremely intelligent, beautiful young teenager who was dating one of the most famous actors on TV. But it can be scary. 29-year-old Don Segura began watching her in Chicago and then followed her to the Miss Universe pageant in California. Marianne would testify in court that he had been bothering me for months. He was apparently hoping to be her business representative and at one point forced her into a car and slapped her. She filed a complaint with the police, and Don was given a 90-day suspended sentence, 2 years probation, and ordered to stay away from the young teenager. Miss Gaba, 18, told Los Angeles Municipal Judge F. Ray Bennett that Don Segura followed her to Los Angeles from Illinois in 1957 and since then has continually loitered around her home and on last March 1st had slapped her. She said she had moved 3 times to avoid Segura and refused to give her present address. In 1958, she traveled with Bob Hope to entertain the troops in Korea. She continued her TV appearances in shows like Mike Hammer with Darren McGavin.
Keep your filthy hands off!
Get your hands off her.
Well.
Go tell Bruce to come in here.
Who do you think you are?
Johnny Staccato with John Cassavetes.
Johnny boy! Hiya, boy. Long time no see.
And then there was perhaps her most well-known appearance, You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx.
Groucho, Marianne Gaba, and Roger Beck are standing by to talk to you.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. Divide an extra $100. It's a common way, something you do every day.
You know, my first thought here is, calm down, Julius. She's 18 and you're like close to 70. But I guess that was Groucho's stick.
It's Marianne, yes.
Marianne, how old are you?
18 years old.
18, isn't that wonderful? Where are you from, Marianne?
I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, but I am staying out here permanently.
Oh.
Yes.
Does the shoulder strap always slip off when you say
Not
when you say
usually.
Chicago?
Not usually.
That Toblin town? Now, Marianne, do you have a job?
Oh, yes, I have been modeling now for the last 15 years.
Modeling? An ugly girl like you modeling?
I tried modeling, yes.
What else do you do?
I'm also a student at University of Southern Cal.
Well, what do you model? Bathing suits?
Well, practically everything.
In 1959, she took a big step in her career by doing what it seems a lot of young starlets would do back then, and that's appearing in Playboy magazine. She was Playboy's Playmate of the Month for September 1959. I wasn't anxious to pose for that one, she said. I wanted a contract which stated I would get the negatives back and I would have something to say about the pose. I never expected an answer, but a contract came out and everything worked out just dandy. In the magazine, she's sexually dressed, showing a lot of cleavage, and she allowed her behind to be shown. Hey, thanks for that, Miss Gaba. Up till now, all the newspapers referred to her as Miss Illinois 1957, but now that changed. She was known as Playboy's Miss September Playmate of 1959. This led to more photo spreads, like this one from Glamour Girl Photography, also in 1959. Here's a newspaper article that says she was given the lead in Girls Town. The film Girls Town stars Mamie Van Doren and Mel Torme. I don't think Marianne makes an appearance. In fact, there's often reported in roles in movies that just don't seem to be there. I wonder if a lot of those appearances ended up on the cutting room floor. That might be true because the film she was in, she had little what is almost known as extra parts. Like in this 1960 film, Please Don't Eat the Daisies. That's it, just a 3-second scene. And then there's GI Blues with Elvis Presley. That's her as a barmaid. She's only in it for a brief second or two, which is surprising because I read that Marianne and the King dated a few times. And through 1959, she continued her modeling work. And she appeared on a few episodes of 77 Sunset Strip. Unfortunately, I couldn't find copies of those shows. By this time, her relationship with Ricky Nelson had ended, and she was dating other people in Hollywood. And allegedly, she was dating both Frankie Avalon and Sal Mineo, and that caused quite a commotion at a party. One thing I found amusing was that in a biography of Sal Mineo by Michael Gregg Michaud, he wrote, he began an affair with an aspiring actress and former Miss Kentucky, Marianne Gaba. You might want to do your research a little better, Michael. She was Miss Illinois. Anyway, in the book she talked about them running into Ricky Nelson. Sal loved that, she said. He liked to show me off. With him, nothing was ordinary. According to this article from August 1959, Marianne was writing for Movie Mirror magazine. She was in the Jerry Lewis film The Ladies' Man. Actually, there's a lot of pretty girls in that film, but I think that's her right there. The Friday the 13thers are a proud lot. They have their own queen. She's starlet Marianne Gaba, whose birthday is today. Her title is a corker, Miss Triskaidekaphile of 1959. Triskaidekaphile? That's someone especially enamored of the number 13. In 1960, she was dating a man named Eddie Bright. Now, I can't find anything about this man, but it must have been pretty serious because they were engaged to be married. Dreamiest-eyed couple at Dino's Lodge were Marianne Gaba and Eddie Bright. Come April, and Eddie and his parents are flying to Chicago to meet Marianne's parents. The marriage date will probably be decided then. The article appeared in March of 1960. Now, I don't know what happened, but on June 11th, 1960, she married Michael Eugene Starkman, a West Coast broker in Las Vegas. She said she had only known Michael for weeks before they decided to get married. I can only assume that there was a bit of drama with Eddie, right? I mean, she switched fiancés in 3 months. But Marianne must have made the right decision, as the newlyweds would stay together for over 50 years. Well done, young lovers, though I feel a bit sorry for Eddie. Then in 1961, she made the film that I know her from, The Choppers.
Hey, my battery's gone.
Your radio's gone too, darling.
Oh, no.
Really, Tom?
Like I said at the beginning, they didn't give her much to challenge her acting talents. Personally, I think Arch Hall Sr. missed the boat on this one. Imagine if Marianne was the insurance investigator, not the investigator's assistant. Now that would have made the movie interesting. But this was in the early 1960s, and I guess, well, things were different back then. What did Marianne think of this film? Well, on May 23, 1964, she attended a showing of the film at the Suburban Drive-In in Florida. "The movie's about 6 years old," she said in an interview. "I've never seen it. We made it in just about a week." So I guess she didn't think very much of it. Anyway, over the next few years, she continued to model. The couple had 2 kids, a son in 1962 and a daughter in 1966. And she still made the occasional TV and film appearance. Like another Jerry Lewis film, The Patsy. I think that's her on the left. It's pretty quick. And she was Squirrel on 2 episodes of The Beverly Hillbillies. She's the one dancing there in the striped shirt.
Hey, Shelley, why don't you get this Clampett cat to put some muscle on the banker man? Yeah, you say he keeps all his bread in the banker's box.
Perhaps the closest she ever got to a major part in a major film was that of Animal in the film How to Stuff a Wild Bikini in 1965.
Yeah, long for us and hot for her.
The film starred Mickey Rooney and Annette Funicello. She has quite a few lines in that film.
Well, in that case, we'll help you. No offense, Cassandra.
That same year, she also had a small role in Dr. Goldfoot in the Bikini Machine with Vincent Price and Frankie Avalon. She plays a rejected robot girl. Rejected? Vincent, really? What the hell?
Where's the action, Doc?
Doc, you goof. You back in the box.
And you know, that was about it for her acting and modeling. Why did she decide to give it all up? Well, I don't know, but I guess she decided she would rather raise her kids. And maybe at 26 years old, she figured her modeling career was coming to an end, and really her film career wasn't amounting to all that much. In 2003, Marianne made a rare appearance at Vamp, a GlamourCon and Playboy Expo show. She was 63 at the time. In the interview, she talked about taking advantage of the value of the collector's market. "They don't know how much longer I'm going to be around," she said. "I still look pretty good." She was able to get $50 per autographed picture and took in $4,000 in 4 hours. She said, "I had a line around the room and charged 10 times what the other girls charged. They came from Germany. They came from Australia. When they met me, they started shaking and they said, 'Oh my God, you can fill out my collection.'" She said her centerfold is a blessing to her self-image as she ages, not a curse. "It's like a stamp of approval," she said. "I was sexy, and I have this to prove it." Marianne Gaba Starkman died on May 3, 2016 at the age of 76 after battling a brain tumor for several years. Her family was at her side. Her obituary stated that she became a proficient photographer and that she loved nature, her garden, and her pets. At the time of her death, she had 2 grandchildren.
I feel very fortunate, I really do. I'm going to be married 25 years, and my husband's the senior vice president at Prudential Beige. When they first approached me about posing for Playboy, I said, I was really shy. In fact, it took me 3 times to do the actual shooting, which at that time was very modest to today's standards. It was the whole era, and it was fabulous. I mean, it was really very exciting and had a lot of fun.